Hey Matt, this is David. I thought I would do a video analysis of our two games from the tournament in the style of what Mark Renison did for me with the video analysis I ordered. I've watched this a few times. I normally review the games and will keep statistics on tournament games. Between me and Michael and me and Brent, I did statistics, but a lot of what happened in these two games, the statistics were less interesting because a lot of what happened was due to our opponent's unforced errors. They just made a lot of unforced errors, and it wasn't necessarily things that we did that was particularly exceptional or whatever. So I thought this might be a little bit more helpful, so let me know what you think, and if this is useful to you. This is the first. Okay, so I'm going to pause it there. Using kind of this white line, I don't think you can, I don't know if you can see my cursor or not, but anyhow, the white line that kind of marks the volleyball court, that's kind of what I use to gauge whether or not a return of the serve is deep enough. Your return of the serve there was a little bit short. I would like to see you push deeper so that it's behind that line, kind of in the back 1/3 of the court, to just keep your opponent's back. More advanced players would have kind of pounced on that and jumped at it. When you did do a great job, you got to the line, and our opponents did not beat the exchange. I'm going to back that up there. So that shot you took, you were ready, but what happens here? Your elbow comes up, and that pushed your paddle head down, which caused this ball to pop up. If instead you keep that elbow tucked into your body, that's going to help make that a better shot and keep it lower. And what happens after was just kind of lucky on our part. Darrell missed that shot and hit it into the net, but that would have been right at your toes if he had been just a few inches higher and would have been their point. So that was a good serve. Oops, I lost my place. I don't know what happened there. So you notice Steven stays back here, and I think you may have been trying to kind of hit it back to him, but it wasn't far enough over, and Darrell was able to get to it, which kept us back. Even though Steven was still back here. If you would have hit that a little bit lower and a little bit harder and faster, and a little bit further over so that Darrell couldn't poach it, that would have been good. And maybe you know that already. But your recovery over here on that shot a couple seconds ago, let's back that up. This one, that was a good recovery. You covered that lane, and you kept control of it. Hit it back into the kitchen. That was an excellent shot. Now, let me back that up again. So this one, I went out and had to get it wide to my backhand. That was a good placement on their part. I meant to hit it a little bit further over, but so that Darrell would have had to move over across the court to get it. I'm not positioned well here, and my paddle is down. I'm not. That's bad on me. You're much more ready. Darrell kind of surprised you there with that shot. You ended up popping it up. You covered it, and then he missed it. and it drops on their side of the court. So that was a couple of mistakes again on our part. I didn't I didn't hit it where I intended to. Darrell was able to get a paddle on it and attack it. You were ready-ish. See, then that's one of the things. A lot of times you're at the line and you're engaged and you're kind of on your toes, but when the ball comes to you, you're deflecting it up rather than either out neutral so that it is level, or better yet, pulling it so that its trajectory is curving downward after it clears the net. That's one thing that you should really think about trying to do as you practice. Good serve. Good serve. And I don't know if you intended to hit Darrell's backhand, but that's great. And the more you can kind of start aiming your serves, placing them, paying attention to where your opponents are lined up on the court and trying to hit their backhands, that's a great thing to try and target. So I took that. I'll point this out a little bit later. We had some issues communicating between the two of us as to who was going to take the middle and things. Right now, I'm still more comfortable kind of covering more of the court just because I feel like I'm more consistent taking the middle and doing that drop shots. Your drop shots are getting a lot better, but they're still not quite consistent. And I think just instinctively I'm thinking to myself, if I take this, we'll have a drop that can move us up the court toward the kitchen, and sometimes we end up eating balls that you hit, and it's just a matter. It's a couple of things. I mean, one, it's you getting more consistent with that, and two, it's me getting more confident in your putaways there. Now, I did hit that a little bit higher than I should have, and was probably also out of place in the middle of the court coming up. I left too much open here. Darrell saw it, but he wasn't able to capitalize on it. So that was, again, one of those things where we kind of lucked out. It was their unforced error, so... Good serve again. I kind of went for too much. I was doing the same kind of thing over here with Steven. He was too far over. I tried to hit a low drive, hoping to catch that lane. It actually did work, so he slid over and tried to cover it, but was too late and hit it into the net. Good deep serve, really good. You really did a great job pushing Darrell up. All the way back. He had to move back to get it, and was a little bit later coming up to the kitchen. He also started running up the middle, and I was able to do that. Darrell liked that one. And now they're talking to themselves, trying to figure out what they can do different. There we go. Good serve. The return was a little bit short on that, on Steven's part. Now, I would have liked to see you move up on it a little bit more, because he wasn't putting a lot of spin on it. And if he had put spin on it and really sliced at it, let's look at that one more time. That would have been a different thing. You want to give it more room if he's really cutting on it, but I don't think that he did that. Let me watch that again. I guess he did slice a bit. Okay, well, maybe not. Maybe you weren't able to do much. And you did a good job kind of hitting it back to his feet because he didn't get all the way up to his to the line like he should have. Like he should have. Talking about Steven. Decent serve. Yeah, we had a lot of unreturned serves from them, but your serves were decent, but they should have had them. They were just making, again, a lot of unforced errors. Good deep serve. Now see, and that was one. Steven was way out of position on that shot. Back that up again. And he was also protecting his backhand, so he didn't make it up to the kitchen. I saw it, and I was cutting it over to his backhand, and he scoots way over to try and get to it. I should maybe pushed it over further, but it worked out again. Should have tried to push it out to that outside line. Get it, but it worked. Yeah, on this one, let's watch that again. So Darrell's return was not amazing. It was to my backhand, and he did a good job getting to the line. So I was trying to drop it into the kitchen. I did. But he was able to get a little bit of a paddle on it, and it was down low into my backhand, and just didn't quite get enough height on it to clear the net. Yeah, we're at 7-0-2 at this point, so... Okay, so that was a really deep... Messed up there because I hit pause too many times. So there again, I think it would have been nice to see you. I mean, it was a really deep return. I mean, that I think was like probably on the line. And we do have some limited space in that back court with the curtain right behind us. But if you can, just drive that ball right back to his feet, because Steven had a tendency not to make up to the and that makes him vulnerable. Yeah, and that one I just messed up. I was trying to drop it in the kitchen again. It surprised me coming as high as it was to my backhand. Wasn't expecting that. Yeah, that serve again, it was in the middle to Steven's backhand, I think. Or hang on, let me back that up. What was that? Oh, that was Steven serving. Your return did not clear that white line, so that was a little more shallow than I'd like to see it. So it was both of their backhands. It was in the middle, which is good. And they hit it into the net. I think Darrell just gets so nervous maybe with... Yeah, that was a good rally. Let's watch that again. We've got a big wingspan. In singles, he's got that whole white court to shoot at, but it's a lot narrower gap with us. So he hit it up to me. I pushed him over. Boy, I hate it when it does that. cover it. Steven did a really good job hitting there. I pushed out wide to Steven here. Darrell fails to cover the middle on this one. So I don't know what he was thinking. And Steven also popped it up, so that one was gone. Down the middle. Right into the gap, and the serve comes back to us. I think it's 7-0-2 still. Good deep serve. And a slow return there. Again, he's back there. You don't have to try and drop it into the kitchen if he's back. Go ahead and drive at the feet of the player that's slow to get to them. Oh, I hit that a little too high, so. You grabbed that ball out of the air. It was going to go out. But let's see. This shot, I'm not sure what you had in mind there. Maybe you were trying to drop it short and just put too much on it. But we would have paid for that in against a better team. So that's side out again. 0-8. That's out.
All right. 0-8-2.
My return was a little short there. I should have hit that deeper. And in this exchange, you just kind of bang and bang and bang with Darrell, which I didn't understand why you were doing that. He gets set up at that line, and he's just going to bang and bang with you until you finally pop it up, and Steven was able to put it away. Yeah. Slow it down, put some angles on it, hit their backhand. You know, there's all kinds of different things you can do to stop it from just letting a banger just keep beating away at you, because he's going to hit him back, and unless you do something to make him have to change it up, he's going to wail away at you all day long. Right in the middle. Decent drop, good. Yep. And there again, Darrell didn't cover the middle, so Steven got pulled. Steven got pulled way over here, and Darrell did not move. Now, I would have liked to see you move over to cover that lane more. I should have scooted over a little bit more too, but so back here. I guess it wasn't too bad. He went out wider than he probably needed to for where the ball was. But you definitely, if the ball and the player get pulled over here, he's a right-handed player. He was moving around his backhand. That's a good cue that someone is possibly lining up for that shot down that outside lane there, and you want to make sure that you'll be able to cover it. So. I'm not sure. It wasn't a bad idea. Drive, it was low, but a little too low, obviously. And serve was out. I was trying for his backhand over there. Goofing around a little bit. Since we had such a lead. Good return. Oh, I think it was a let. There, that's a better return. And here's the infamous rally. Did that cost us a point? I think it did. Whose kid is that calling the shots over there? Carol and Adam betrayed us. Oh well. Oh. That cost us 2 points. Let's back that up. So he is running up, and Darrell hits this ball high to you. You should have been aiming right down at Steven's feet, because that was high enough. Take it with your backhand and push it over here. Plus all of this big wide space over here. That's something you want to try and work on. Is hitting those angles with your backhand, especially. I mean, you've got so much height. You've got more reach and height than me. Think about deflecting them. Not necessarily a smash even, but just a deflection off, downward, and towards the guy at the nets would have been a good play, and obviously less prone to hitting out of bounds. You can go too far out wide there, obviously, but I didn't do a good job getting up to the net on that. I think I thought, oh, my return pushed him back and he was going to suck it up, but you saved the day. Yeah, see there, I saw that he stayed back there. I kept it away from Darrell, and then there's that. Now again, that was another one. If you'd have hit it, there's this wide gap between the two of them. Hit it off in this direction, it'd be towards Darrell's backhand. If he could get anything on it, it probably wouldn't be great, and odds are you could probably hit it. And I'll say this, with more experienced players, you're not going to have many opportunities like this. So it's good when you're practicing and playing against players who do make these mistakes more often. Getting used to capitalizing on their errors in positioning will help you spot it when, on the occasions when more advanced players do mess up. It was kind of short there. I was trying to surprise him there. It's interesting to me. These are really short games, 8 minutes. I played a lot of games that were 14 or 15 minutes just for one game. Anyhow. Here's game 2.
Alright, 0-0 start.
Decent serve. No. Good drop. That was really good. That was an excellent drop.
1-0 start.
Yep, and he lingers in the back again. See, and that's another one. So once again, instead of hitting that lobby, hit back, that third shot, you did good hitting back to him and keeping it away from Darrell at the net. But go ahead and drive it. Use a driving shot like you would in singles for somebody that you're trying to hit fast, because he's trying to. What you want to do is take time away from them, and we kept him back that whole point. We made it to the net before our opponents when it was our serve, which is that point. And see, he got him to stumble a little bit, reach into his backhand. He popped it up, and I ran right up there to snag it out of the air. I forget what that conversation was. There's some shot you were wondering if you should point. Should have poached it.
3-0 start.
He dropped it so short there. I think it would have helped if he'd have just gotten a little bit further back to hit that one. And positioning footwork is half of the game. You were kind of reaching. Let's take a look at where the ball went. Not so bad, but just a little bit more. I mean, just inches make a big difference when you're swinging through. Just a little bit hop further to your left and back probably would have helped get over the top of the net. Yeah. Good turn. Yep. I don't know why. What he was doing on that. His left leg ended up swinging back behind him. It's goofy. Oh. See, and I kind of lollygagged getting up to the net on that one. Not too bad. I just didn't. I slowed down as I was waiting for the ball. Just messed up. And that was just his unforced error. Your shot was decent, but he should have been able to handle that. I don't know what you were trying to. I guess you were trying to shoot down that lane to Darrell's backhand. But man, you pulled yourself so far over to the side on that, and I moved over to try and cover the middle, but that was a risky gambit, and it didn't pay off. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. Take it with your backhand, and if you're that uncomfortable with your backhand, you need to work on your backhand.
2-2.
It's out. And Steven's trying to put too much on that spin. He doesn't have good control over it.
1-2-2. Let it go, El. Back. 5-2-2.
Yeah, just slowing it down. These guys don't know how to deal with it, and so that was this one here. It was the one before that. Hang on.
5-2-2.
In a little bit of trouble on this one, but I was able to get behind it and scoop it up. Just kind of staying on your toes, even if you pop it up, you can recover a lot of times. It's a nice drop. Very nice drop to Steven's backhand. Another one. Very good. Keep hitting that backhand. That was a dumb move on my part. I don't know why I did that. We just got really lucky on that one. I changed my mind on it. I think I was thinking about dinking it, and then I decided to drive it, but I waited too long, and the ball fell. I popped it up high, but unforced error saved us. Yeah, that was another one where it was in the middle, and I think you were lining up to try and get it, and I slid over. Probably shouldn't have, and made a bad hit. Yeah. Well, no, that was yours. I shouldn't have been there. Yeah, see, Darrell didn't get up. I don't know why he stayed back there. He just is not comfortable at the net. Steven came up. Darrell should have been up. And then hit it at his toes. Did you hit that or did I? Whoever it is, it was a good shot. Even 4-0 players are going to get to the net every time. You just mishit that one. Again, I wonder. Hey, I want to back up on that because I think what you did there. Hang on. I think you lifted your elbow again. Let's watch for it. Yep, elbow out, and your paddle is up. You can see it right there. So even if you had hit the face of the paddle, that ball was going to go boing, shooting upward. So you mishit it, but you've got that habit of bringing your elbow up and you can't see it, but I'm moving my elbow out as I explain this. That's a bad habit. Tuck that elbow in and bring your paddle out, even if you have to kind of step back as you do it and shift. That'll help keep it more level when the ball comes off the blade.
Gotta watch that ball.
Yeah. Yeah, when Darrell hit that lob, Steven should have backed up. No, he got him back better than I thought he would, but yep, there he is. He's sitting there in the back. I probably should have put a little bit more heat on there. It worked anyway. And that's the end. So again, I don't think you did bad in this game at all. There were so many unforced errors on their part that the statistics didn't bear out what was, things that we could improve on. So I thought I'd take a look at the footage and leave this commentary so you could see just what I'm thinking as I'm watching through this. But those were good games. I wish we had the game against Gigi and Ken. That would have been good. I was just kind of being lazy myself. That's why I didn't set that up. But that would have been a good one to see. Anyhow, talk to you later.